Hey guys, how's everyone doing? AC Milan MTL here to bring you the second episode of the AC Milan 2012-2013 January transfer window. So in this episode, I will be discussing the latest rumors and the possible signings and departures for Milan in this January transfer window. But I will be starting that in about 3-4 minutes. Right now, I'm going to be giving you just a quick heads up on what you guys could do in the meantime. If you still aren't following me on Facebook, please do so on AC Milan MTL. I'm only about six likes away from 100, so it would be much appreciated if you guys could click on that like button on this link and help me out to reach that milestone. If you guys don't have Facebook or are still not following me on Twitter, I also put news, live match feeds, etc. on at AC Milan MTL on Twitter. So it's another reason for you guys to follow me. You'll always be up to date with the latest Milan news, and that's it. So if you guys haven't watched the first episode of this January transfer window, I merely talked about the possible signings that Milan wanted to get, such as Balotelli, Drogba, Osvaldo, but all those signings are currently dismissed. That means that Galliani and Berlusconi have decided that they don't want these players, merely because most of them are not in their plans, as they are trying to build a young team instead of getting old players and obviously building a squad based on these players. So Balotelli, of course, is not a is not an old player, but Berlusconi has mentioned during the week that he will not allow a player like Balotelli that has caused so many troubles for teams in the past. You wouldn't allow them to come into Milan and do the same for Milan. So it's currently 12. It's time to get in on a discussion about this episode. So as I said before, I will be mentioning a lot of different players that Milan are currently after, possible trades, departures, etc. If you guys still haven't done so, please share this link that you guys are currently watching the stream on. I will be asking you guys to comment on many different things, such as different possible signings, etc. So it will be really appreciated if you guys could do that and create more of a discussion on this live stream. So I will be starting in about a minute or so exactly, just so that you guys um, familiarize yourself with the channel and also have time to invite your friends if you haven't done so. If you guys also haven't yet subscribed to the channel, it's a good reason to do so, as I put Milan match vlogs after every game, and I also put Milan news when there's big signings, big news coming up. A good reason for you guys to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. So I guess I'll be starting. The first thing I want to be talking about is the Abate discussion. So earlier this week, Zenit have confirmed that they are after Abate and they offered 10 million euros, but Milan wants at least 15 million euros because technically he's still a very young player and he has a lot of potential for this team and pretty much this player can still give a lot to the team. We've seen it. We've seen an amazing performance in him when he was featured in the 2010-2011 championship squad. with Ibrahimovic and Thiago Silva. This guy was doing amazing for Milan, creating good attacking positioning, also good crossing. But lately, he has not been at his top form with Milan. Obviously, this player is one that has a lot of potential and could obviously create threat to the opposing teams. But we haven't seen him at his best in these past few games, and definitely the offer Zenit is making for him is something that Milan wouldn't think about twice before actually giving him away, since they actually would give him in exchange for they will obviously use that money to buy some other young player. Other than that, guys, I think that um, 10 million is not enough for this player. As I said, he's still very young and has a lot of good potential ahead of him. But in other words, I think Abate he needs more time to familiarize himself with this new squad that he's in. I mean, not everyone has the same exact time of that it takes for them to familiarize themselves with the squad. So, I mean, it is a new team, as we know. Some players take more time to familiarize themselves, but we will have to see. In the end, I believe that Abate will remain at Milan because he's still young and he's still in their plans. He has gained experience over these past few years with Milan, and I don't think he's really in their plans to sell him at this stage. Um, Next news I want to be talking to you about is about um, Santon. Now, Santon is a player that plays for Newcastle. Obviously, used to play for Inter back in the days, and he's obviously a good player. He's a defender, of course, and Milan are offering. They want to buy him at least for 8-10 million, but unfortunately, thing is that Newcastle don't want those 10 million. They want more. Um, they want um 15 million. So that is a lot for Santon, I believe. And personally, I believe that um, yes, he would obviously help the team if he comes, but 15 million is a lot of money for this player. And I believe that we could invest it somewhere else because there's a lot of defenders out there that obviously have good technical abilities. Santon is obviously one of the youngest players that is amazing at his age to feature for professional sides. So, in a way, yes, I will love Santon to come to Milan, but only if there are some departures that are leaving first. I mean, if Antonini will be leaving, because seriously, I would want him to leave, Santon would be an amazing replacement for him. Just looking at some comments here by Juve Cassano. Some comments about Abate says the way I see it with Abate is if you're going to use Zaccardo as his replacement, then I don't agree with it at all. Yes, I will be talking about Zaccardo really soon. Um, he also says Abate and De Sciglio are arguably the best Italian fullbacks in Italy right now. So if he leaves Milan, it will be a huge mistake. Yes, I believe it will be a huge mistake because, as I said, Abate is still a very young player and he has a whole career ahead of him. So I don't see a reason why Milan will give away a player like Abate in return for 15 million euros when they're probably going to go spend those 15 million euros in another defender, and maybe not even as good as Abate. Um, so, continue reading the comments here. Another comment about Santon from Juve Cassano says that Santon would just add depth as Constance's form has been great. CB is needed for Milan and not a fullback. I completely agree with the statement. Um, Milan don't need other right backs or left backs. I think we're quite set in that department, as we have Abate, De Gea, Constant that's playing amazing. The only one that would really want to leave is Antonini, but other than that, I don't believe that Milan are an emergency in the left and the right back. Where we would need to make some signings are the center backs. But I will be talking to you about that a bit later in regards to the center backs. Also, the Bartu says that Santon has a bad form this year. He is not so good. 50 millions are ridiculous. I agree too. 50 millions is a lot of money for this player, and I don't believe that it's right to buy him. I mean, in other words, it's like, let's say um, we would have to sell Abate for 15 million. We would go out and buy uh, Santon for the same price. In other words, so either not making any profit and not losing anything. But we also see that Abate is obviously a better, to me at least, he's a better fullback than Santon at the moment, as we have seen that Santon is not in great form at the moment, and so I don't really see the point of this. Um, the next player I want to be talking to you about is actually Zaccardo, as over the week there has been reports that Milan wanted to do a swap between Mesbah to Parma and Zaccardo to Milan. Now, this thing actually made me laugh a bit because it actually made me laugh due to the fact that Milan said that they want to invest in a young squad and not have any older players feature for them. So I really don't see the point why they would even mention such a swap like this. I mean, Zaccardo is 31 years old right now, playing for Parma. Yes, he has won the FIFA World Cup with Italy back in the days in 2006. But I mean, this player is 31. He's not in Milan's plans because they don't want to have older players and they're trying to build a young squad. So to me, this is just a ridiculous rumor. Nonetheless, Mesbah and Zaccardo are about the same players. Mesbah is just a terrible player that, sorry to say, but I would really wanted to leave Milan as we are going to try to invest in good young players. And Zaccardo is like bringing in another terrible player that really wouldn't do it much good to Milan at all. Um, so yeah, this is the thing about Mesbah and Zaccardo. Zaccardo is not in Milan's plans because they're obviously thinking of having a young squad. So I really don't see why they would go for Zaccardo. Um, the next signing I'm going to be talking to you about is Mattia Perin. Obviously, a great young goalie, a good prospect, and obviously would be really good for Milan to get him because he's young, he has great potentials ahead of him, and he could do a lot of good things. Obviously, now he's playing at Pescara, not with the best defense that is available to a goalie, but he is gaining a lot of experience throughout this time, and it is good because this young goalkeeper could obviously bring a lot of potential to the game, and you could obviously big names have appreciated this player. They have given him a lot of praise. Uh, Many people say that he's Buffon's. He's gonna be like a Buffon in the future. So obviously, he will be a great addition to Milan. Now, this player is currently owned by Genoa, I believe. So they would have to obviously talk with the Preziosi, which is the Genoa owner, about him, and we would have to see. Really, I wouldn't see him as a purchase in the January transfer window, but maybe in the summer transfer window. I don't really see. I think he's going to be there till the end of the season at Pescara, and someone will buy him afterwards. Um, so yes, that is about it for Perin. I really hope that this goalkeeper will be coming to Milan. I mean, we already do have Gabriel, which is a young keeper, and really he has a lot of potential ahead of him. And with Gabriel and Perin, Gabriel is obviously a great keeper, and with him, the duo could be an amazing young duo to be featuring with Milan. Now, just reading some other comments here regarding the names that I have mentioned so far. Yes, so Aria Alaverdi, welcome by the way to the stream. He says that I think if we are gonna get the left back, someone like Willems from PSV would be good. Yes, Williams will be good, but as I said, Milan don't really need a left back or a right back. I think we're pretty covered in that department. Now the real question is um, that Milan. I mean, they're okay in those departments. What they need is center backs, as I mentioned before, not full backs, because I mean we're covering that space, and the main problems of the defense happen when there's crosses and etc. So it's those center backs that have to give the security to the defense, and not really the fullbacks. We need to invest in fullbacks, but sorry, in center backs. But Galliani mentioned something recently that I didn't quite like in the way that he made it sound like. He said, well, we're talking about this player after, about Benassia from Udinese. He said that they won't go after him because they already have five center backs. And so this makes me think that Milan won't be investing in any center backs this transfer window. And personally, I don't understand how they could even think of such a thing because I mean, the main problem is obviously the defense in Milan, and they would have to invest in getting some center backs at all costs. I mean, it's just incredible of not thinking to get one. As we could see, all the mistakes that we've been doing this first half of the season in those 19 games and Champions League as well. It just doesn't make any sense as to why Milan wouldn't be getting any center backs at all. Continuing with the comments here, Ariel Alverdi says, I think Mesbah should play higher up the field. Personally, I think he shouldn't play at all because seriously, he's not doing great for Milan at all. He's a player that I really wouldn't want in my plans if I was the Milan manager, Galliani, or even Allegri. And I'm glad they don't play this player and they use him as a last resort. No offense to him, but he's just not a player that I see him as a Milan caliber. Not a player that I would want him to obviously play for Milan, mainly because of his lack of skill. Second, he's not a player that is amazing. So I really don't understand why it would even be in Milan's plans to feature in the future. Personally, I believe that if he doesn't leave in this January transfer window, he will be definitely gone for summer because recently, even a few months ago, he's been in talks with many players, many teams of leaving. I remember Palermo were interested in him as well. Um, I mean, these teams have obviously tried to get Mesbah. I believe even Galatasaray made an offer for him and Antonini, and it always came to the point that they were so close of selling him, but in the end they never did. So it's something that I don't really understand why they really would want him to continue in Milan uniform. Continue with the comments here. The Bartru says Abate out, Zaccardo in is crazy. He is old, average player. He would definitely it would be definitely a step back. Of course, Milan didn't say that if Abate out and Zaccardo in. Instead, it was Mesbah and Zaccardo, the swap. If that deal went in, seriously, that would have been the worst of the worst, really, as deals. But no, it's Mesbah and Zaccardo and not Abate and Zaccardo. Juve Cassan says Zaccardo is another version of Bonera, maybe even worse. I agree. I don't even know why Bonera stopped playing with us. And we even go think of Zaccardo. Really, I don't see these names being a Milan caliber. And it makes me laugh a bit because Berlusconi and Galliani have stressed so much the thing that Milan need a new squad, a young squad. We're trying to build a young squad. Every year we're gonna try to get a champion, a young champion, and for every year for 10 years, something like that. And yes, I really don't really understand the thing with him and Zaccardo. Juve Cassano makes another comment on Mattia Perin. In my eyes, the best keeper in Serie A right now. His performances, despite his results with Pescara, has been amazing, and I agree. Perin has a really great future ahead of him. One of the best keepers right now, definitely one of the best young keepers, and he really has a lot of potential ahead of him. And really, I would love to see him play in Milan. Obviously, it's not as simple as everyone thinks. Discussions still need to go through and etc. But it's good that Milan are keeping an eye on him, and we'll obviously go for some sort of discussion with Genoa. Amir and Abbiati have reached their peaks. Perin has been out. Exactly. I mean, these players, these goalkeepers. I mean, Abbiati is even older than Amelia. He's doing a better job. But Amelia, really, many goals. He's always like not moving. And I know some goals are really hard to save. But I really don't see him as a Milan caliber goalie as we once had, like Dida. Uh, Goalies like that were really amazing for Milan. Ogbonna is Milan's best option for a center back, and I agree. Unfortunately, I don't think Torino will want to give him away for a very small price. And I think Milan would have to obviously uh, build transfer window after transfer window. They're not going to be getting 5 players in one shot, that's for sure. We know how Milan is. They're not a Chelsea or a Mad City. And obviously, we're going to have to wait a bit for these signings to come to Milan. Another comment here by Aria. He says Ogbonna would be great. Also, Astori and also Marquinhos from Roma has really shown comparisons with Thiago Silva. Yes, I will be talking about Astori next. And Actually, I'm going to be talking to you about him right now. So yeah, Milan want Davide Astori. Obviously, he's playing for Cagliari right now. Milan want to pay 8 to 10 million euros for him, but the Cagliari owner doesn't want to give him away. Obviously, he's still a very young player with lots of potential, a great defender, and as Cagliari are right now, they wouldn't really want to give him away because they need all the good players that they could get in order to have a decent squad and obviously save themselves from going into the Serie B. So Astori would be an amazing purchase in order to rejuvenate the Milan defense and obviously get more out of it because we definitely need these young um, defenders like the Shio, Abate. We need these young defenders to play for Milan, ones that still have fresh legs into them and could definitely bring a lot to the Milan play style and also bring a lot to the team, of course, because Milan, as I said, we conceded way too much this first half of the season on set pieces and plays in general. So we definitely need to change. The main, for me at least, the main point of change would be the defense. I wouldn't even touch the forwards at the moment. We need a better defense in order to win more games and continue getting 3 points because, as I said, if you win as many games as possible in the second half of the season, we won't be getting places. I mean, we're creating a good attack many times. We've been scoring a lot of goals. I think we're in the top five teams in the Serie A with the most goals. So I believe the attack is fine right now. The main problem is the defense. As I've mentioned many times, we keep conceding way too much to the opposition. We allow them to score many goals on set pieces, from crosses, etc. And it's what we need to invest in, nothing else. Um, yes, so the Barker says Astori is awesome. Unfortunately, he wants to join the BPL, and Cagliari wants 14 million, even from Southampton. As I said, they won't be giving him away for cheap. He's one of the main defenders. He has a bright future ahead of him. But what's it called? Cagliari won't be giving him away. Juve Cassano says Astori himself denied a 15 million offer from Zenit this summer, but said that Milan and Cagliari had an agreement if Milan wanted to buy him back for 8 million. Yes, seeing that Astori was owned by Milan this time before Cagliari, yes, this is true. Milan did own him before, and there was an agreement that Milan could have bought him back for 8 million. But the only thing with that is that once this agreement was made, apparently it seems to be that this was a 1 year agreement. That means that if Milan wanted to buy him back, it would have to be like after a year or something. And it has obviously been way over that time. So that agreement has been finished, and Milan need to actually purchase him as a full regular player right now, instead of leaving him um, as long as the agreement didn't go on. So that's about it for Astori. The next news I want to be talking to you about is actually Riccardo Saponara, a player very young, plays for Empoli. He's 21. He's an offensive wing player. He mainly plays as a right winger in an attack of three. But really, he can play in any role on the attack. He has shown great potential. As I said, he obviously right now he's been playing for Empoli, and Milan have bought 50% of his rights for around 4 million euros. This player will join the Milan training camp in the summer in July when um, Milan will obviously start again to prepare for the new season. And the main point of talk right now is that Milan need to own the other 50%, which is currently owned by Parma. So Parma owns the other 50%, and Milan will have to start discussions with them in order to get that 50% and own them fully. So this is something that might be going on in this transfer window. It could go on even before the start of the summer training camp. It's um, it's something that obviously these two teams will have to discuss and not wait till the really last moment. It's something that Milan are obviously interested in. They would obviously want them to be fully 100% of Milan power. And yeah, let me just see if there's any other comments you guys made over here. Uh, yeah, Aria says Saponara looks very promising. I think he could do really well with us, but with all the youngsters, we need to be patient. Of course, patience is a big part of the game. We're obviously gonna need a lot of time to wait and to make this team gel together. It's not something that will take a few weeks, but I like this idea of getting new players, fresh players, because seriously, there's a lot of talent coming up, even in the Milan Primavera. This summer, we will probably see other Milan players from the Primavera come up, like Brian Crisante and also Petagna is there, Gans. These are all players that will be probably coming up this summer, if not next year. So it's all players that Milan are gonna bring in, and slowly they're gonna rejuvenate this whole team and bring it back to winning ways, of course. Another comment by Juve Cassano says that he's been doing amazing with Empoli. Saponara has been amazing. Not only has he been scoring goals, but he creates them too. 8 assists already. So this player is really great potential for him. I'm really happy about what Milan did in order to buy him. 50%. Obviously, he's a Milan player right now. They will acquire the other 50% once they talk with Parma. And yeah, that's about it for Saponara. Milan are also after some other players, such as Bruno Martins Indy from Feyenoord. This guy is 20, sorry, and he plays as a left back and central back. So once again, another defender in the options for Milan. Would obviously need to see if Milan has this defender in their plans. They're after a lot of players, Milan, right now. Just a matter of, as Galliani said, he would actually want to wait and pick out the right player and not just get any random player and afterwards regret his decision. So obviously, 20 years old, very young player, plays for Feyenoord, and could bring a lot to the team, of course. Uh, so next player I'm going to be talking to you about is actually Van Rooyen from Ajax. Um, this guy, Ricardo Van Rooyen, another young player, another young defender. 21 years old. His positions are right back and central back. So obviously another good um, purchase that Milan can make with these two players. They have a lot of talent with them, a lot of promising, obviously, involvement in their teams, and they could bring a lot to Milan. As I said, there's a lot of players that are being linked with Milan right now, and the real thing, the problem is that we would have to see which players they would want to sign because obviously they can't sign every player. They need to sign the players that are mostly uh, they're mostly in their plans. They have to look at these players very closely and make sure that they are the ones that Milan would want in the end. Um, so that's it for Ricardo van Rooyen from Ajax and Indy, Bruno Martins Indy from Feyenoord. The next player I'm going to be talking to you about is actually Benassia from Udinese. Uh, as I said, this player, I think he's 25 years old right now, very young. Um, Gave a lot to Udinese in these past few seasons, um, and obviously he could bring a lot to Milan as well. Um, 25 years old, still very young. As I said, he's in Milan's plans. Um, and really, as I see it, the main point of making these signings in this January transfer window must be focusing on defenders and nothing else. Defenders is the main part that Milan are currently lacking in. It's the players that we're gonna need to obviously gain some results in the league. We need points, and Benassia, 25 years old, Galliani said that he's not going to be in this. They're not going to sign him in this January transfer window, mainly because they already have enough center backs. They have already five central defenders. That is what Galliani said, and they won't be signing him anytime soon. Just reading some of your comments now. Yeah, never deny young talents by Ajax. You have the best youth academy. I would dream to sign any of their youth players. As I said, hold on, let me just see. Oh yeah, as I said, there's a lot of young players that Milan are currently going after. Thing is, we're not going to be able to sign each of these players. Milan is gonna have to see which one is more ideal to their plans, which one fits more their characteristics of playing, and it's not gonna be something that we're gonna be signing every young player. Um, Obviously, Ajax has a great youth system. They have obviously created a lot of young talents and a lot of good players, but as I said, there's many options for Milan. There's many signings, and they're gonna have to discuss it to see which ones they're gonna make. Continuing here, the Barter says Martin's Indy is good, but I don't think if it's actually what we are looking for, Van Rooyen would be much better. I mean, these two are both young defenders. I'm pretty sure they're solid. Um, I'm not really familiar with them, but from what I could see, is that they're bringing a lot to the team, as I've seen their stats quickly, and we will have to see how much they will be going for. I mean, Milan has also mentioned that these two players could be Antonini's replacement, and obviously, right now, any young player would be amazing to have as Antonini's replacement. Continuing here with the comments. Uh, Aria says, I think Van Rooyen is mainly a right back, and like you said, we need to send center backs. That's right. I don't believe that we need these right left backs. We already have many good solid left and right backs such as Abate, Deschillo, Costin, which is playing amazing. I know it's not even his position, but he's really bringing a lot to the team. Um, by the way, guys, sorry to interrupt, but um, if you guys still haven't shared this link, and if you guys want to, of course, on Facebook, it will be good to see more people on the stream, as I would love to read your comments about these players and create a discussion with you guys. I would like to thank all the ones that made it so far. So thank you for commenting and keep commenting, as I would like to open more of a discussion with you guys. Um, so yeah, going back to Van Rooyen, as I said, we do need center backs. He plays in both positions, right back and center back. I guess he could alternate. Um, but as I said, right now we need center backs, and even though some of our young players, such as Deschillo, could even play as a center back, when we saw against Siena the other week when we won, um, we obviously need some strength in the center because we can't continue with the ones we have right now. Zapata is not playing that much. Bonera is just needs to leave. Mexes is there. He's not doing that great. Cherby is still very young and he's having his ups and downs. So we don't have any solid center backs at the moment. We're gonna need to invest in that. That's for sure. Juve Cassan says Benacia is solid, but I do feel that Zapata and Cherby are a bit superior to him. I definitely think Zapata is superior than him. Zapata shown many good things. Only problem is that he's not been playing that much. And Acerbi, in other words, as I said, he still needs a lot of time to come back and obviously continue putting what he's doing every game. And obviously, with time, he's going to become a solid defender. I mean, this player has just come back. He just came in from Kievo, and I mean, he obviously didn't have all the tools that Milan has. So Acerbi will need to wait some time before actually coming uh, with full strength to Milan. The Bar Crew says Victor Fischer from Ajax is a winger, but he's just 18 and he's already scoring goals in the Eredivisie. One of the most talented stuff in Europe. No doubt that Ajax has the best youth academy. As I said before, they sure have a great youth academy. They produce many young talents. Uh, and there's a lot of options that Milan currently has, not only from Ajax, but even from other teams. I mean, this player is playing time really. I'm just looking at some news here with Milan right now. Uh, I don't know if you guys saw the penalty shootout between Gabriel and Robinho, but it was pretty funny to watch. Uh, I mean, Gabriel is just a young, talented keeper there, and we see him with his uh, nice penalty shootout saves there. This guy could bring a lot to the team, of course, as a young keeper. If you guys still haven't watched that video, I recommend you guys watch it. It's actually pretty funny. Try to find the full version of it, even when the rest of the team are taking shots on Gabriel. Some funny moments there with Nocerino as well, making fun of Gabriel. But overall, it's a funny video to watch if you guys still haven't watched it. Other Milan news as I'm reading at the moment. Um, Allegri actually had a penalty challenge today with Gabriel, and apparently he scored 8 out of 10 penalties on him. So maybe Allegri should leave his coaching job, the future as a player, as he used to back in the days. Um, as other news, there's actually a Milan um, youth player, Alessio Innocenti. He's been loaned out for 6 months to Estudiantes of Argentina. So best of luck to him. I'm pretty sure that these players, once they get out of a youth academy and feature for a team that's actually a first team, it brings them a lot of experience, of course, and um, and obviously when they come back to Milan, they have already acquired a lot of experience and uh, go on and play with the first squad with that experience. So it's good to loan out these players, and it's good to see that these young players are getting looked up from other teams and are loaned out for the time being and then come back to Milan. Uh, Aria says, yes, I saw the penalty challenge. I really liked Zapata's shot. Yes, that was an amazing one. I believe it was a crossbar and in. Great shot. These videos are actually funny to watch because it's funny to see them when they're at practice, as they're always fooling around and everything. But then during the game, we see them serious. Uh, it's something that is quite amusing to watch. Continuing here with the news, uh, seems that Robinho is actually available to be called up by Allegri for the match against Sampdoria this weekend. Obviously, as we know, Robinho has been training for a long time with Milan, mostly due to the talks he was having with Santos. They were this close to, really close to selling him to Santos, and after everything that happened, he wouldn't be going to Santos anymore. So he's been resuming his training. He's very close to. He's really close to actually um, playing for Milan. And yeah, sorry guys, I was just reading some comments here. Juve Casano says that this is interesting. According to Interscore Samaccioni, he claims that Inter are attempting to sign Saponara too. Um, actually, Saponara mentioned that Inter a long time ago they went to him and asked for him, but he refused. He refused to sign for Inter, and now apparently Inter's coach, like you said, are attempting to sign him too for the other 50%. We're gonna have to see this. It's something that obviously might be a rumor, might actually happen. We're gonna have to see this, but I think that in the end they will be going to Milan as they already acquired 50% and they're already starting talks with Parma in order to get the other 50%. The Bartu says always when Zapata played, he was really good. The problem is that Allegri prefers Acerbi, Bonera, Yepes. He is injured or ill often. I agree. Zapata, the few games that he played really well, and obviously showed a lot of good stuff. But Allegri always prefers to play these players, such as Yepes, which is not solid at all. Mexes, Acerbi, Bonera, that he hasn't been featuring in a long time, thank to God. But really, I believe Zapata needs more time to play. The Bartu says Esharawi had interest from you and Inter too. He chose Milan. I think Saponar is very talented, just like L92 was. Uh, so yeah, as I said, many players get calls from different teams, and in the end, they choose the team in which they mostly like, because really, when teams make offers for these young players, it's always around the same price range. You're never gonna see a big gap in terms of money, but um, I believe that these players such as Saponara as well, he will choose Milan no matter what. As I said already, he already refused when Inter went chasing him. Reserve says Ronaldo once moved to Milan. That's a good one, but I really don't think so. Juve Cassano says Galliani also mentioned Francesco Lodi, if not mistaken, the best free kicker in Italy, could maybe replace Boateng. Lodi has been actually in Galliani's talks. Yes, they've been talking about Lodi a lot. They want him from Catania, but I don't think Catania are really willing to give him yet. Um, could maybe replace Boateng. Yes, Boateng has also been in talks of leaving the team after uh, this claim of having too much racism in Italy. As I said, this racism is in every part of the world. It's not only in Italy, so it's not something that he should really judge as in terms of country-wise, but in terms of just how people are. Really, there's a lot of ignorance or racist and cause many problems. I'm not gonna get into this discussion because I already talked about it in the first episode when there was the incident between Boateng and the Pro Patria fans, and it's something that we would have to see. But personally, I don't think Boateng is gonna be leaving anytime soon. Mainly because Galliani even mentioned that Boateng is not gonna be leaving, and Lodi is obviously someone that they will love to have. Um, but in the end, it all comes down to what the team's discussions are. Just looking at other news here, Zapata says that he scored his first goal in Italy against Sampdoria. So he's hoping that the same thing will happen again this weekend when they play them. That's if he plays. Stamaccioni saying that yes, Saponara was also of interest to Inter, but in the end, as I said, he refused Inter. Some other comments here. The Bartu says, "What's your opinion on Galatasaray interest in Boateng?" Personally, I think Galatasaray is interested in a few players from Milan right now, as well as Antonini and Mesbah. I really hope they buy these players out, Antonini and Mesbah, but in the end, I don't know if is going to happen. I really hope so. As I said, Milan have a big squad, 32 players, and they're going to need to sell some players. But Galliani said that the primary 18 players won't be leaving for sure. Boateng is irreplaceable. He's a beast from Reece Henry. Yes, Boateng has obviously played a lot for Milan. He's shown some amazing things and everything, but in the end, as you know, he's not having the best of seasons. And I liked what he showed against Juve, however. He showed that he's still a great player and could obviously do what he's been doing all this time if he puts his head to it. Juve Cassano says, according to the Gazzetta right now, Zapata will be starting next game, at least some game time now. I'm happy to see that. That would be actually great if he's interested, if he would be featuring for the game against Sampdoria. And really, it would be great to see him play. As I said, Zapata is a player that would be amazing for him to play and get some more playing time because he could bring a lot of potential to the team. Just looking at some other news over here. Seems that Strasser might be leaving, and Gans will be coming in June, as I said. Other news include that Mancini said that Balotelli would be remaining at Man City and he would love to keep him there. Galliani also said that there hasn't been any offers for Boateng, and that Catania said no to Lodi. Also, the Zaccardo Mesbah deal, as I mentioned before, will not be happening. Abate will remain with Milan, and I think they'll be looking for some defenders and midfielders in order to feature for Milan in this January transfer window. That's about it, guys, for this episode. Thanks to everyone that came and participated in the live stream as well. Thanks for all the comments. I hope I answered all of your questions. If you need some more clarifications, don't hesitate to comment or send me an inbox. If you haven't done yet, please follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at AC Milan MTL, as I post Milan news every day. I also post the Milan live match feeds during every game. So if you guys are not at home, you're at work or on the road, you can see what's happening with Milan at every time. Also, please like me on Facebook, AC Milan MTL. I'm about 6 likes away from 100, so it would be really appreciated if you guys could click that like on Facebook. And don't forget, next match report will be on January 13, 2013. So that means this Sunday, Milan, when they play Sampdoria in Sampdoria, as it promises to be an amazing game. Of course, the second half of the season will start with this game, and it will be great for the 3 points, as they are much needed. As I recall, last time we played Sampdoria on the season opener, we lost them 1-0, and we're obviously going to need these 3 points as we build to our conquest of the 3rd place, at least, in the Serie A. Also, if you still haven't done it, please subscribe to the channel, as I post Milan match reports after every game. I include my opinions and reviews, etc. Now, just a last question to answer for Juve Cassano. I'm curious on this case. If Milan buy out Bojan, will cost him 28 million. What would you think about this? Good or bad investment? Very tough question to answer. I believe that Bojan is a good player, but 28 million is a bit too much for him. He's a player that if they would have to buy him for 28 million, he would have to have a lot of playing time.